A very good morning and a warm welcome to one and all present over here, educators. Thank you so much for joining on another Super Sunday workshop. And this time it's session number 95, and we are getting into the details of entrance exams. Well, this is the most appropriate time to talk about entrance exams, considering the board exams happening right now. Students would have already mentally prepared that what are the exams that they're supposed to get into, but there are still some students who are not really aware about many such exams. And in reference to this particular timing, right in the beginning of this academic year, Government of India released another fantastic circular, I would say, called as SATHEE, SATHEE, speaking about the preparation towards entrance exam. I think most of the leaders present out there in this particular session, you would have received these circulars right in your email ID, maybe CBSE Shiksha mail ID. And today we're going to declutter that particular circular and understand how it's actually going to benefit the students across the country. Well, this does not have anything to do with only CBSE students or ICSE students or state board syllabus or IGCSE students. This has to do something with the gap between, I would say, the gap between the school education and the college education, the gap between the college education and the job requirements. So when you look into school education and the college education, there's a transition that's happening in the way of pedagogy, the way of the teachers talking to the students. It's more relevant, more specific to the areas of interest or to the area that a child has chosen. So this particular gap is generally bridged by an exam called as entrance exams. How did it all start? Why is it even required in India? Is it really mandatory? All these things we'll try to understand with this particular session. If any parent out there or a teacher out there is watching this as a parent, that should I ask my child to be in CBSE syllabus or an ICC syllabus to crack IIT or UPSC or whatever it is, we'll talk about these aspects as well in this particular session. You are able to hear me clearly? Okay, you'll be able to hear me way.
Thank you so much, Pushpalata ma'am. Yeah, this is fine, right? Thank you. Thank you. Good morning, Salpa ma'am. Good to see you after a very long time. Let's quickly get on with the session, teachers. I would like to share the screen and talk about it. Super Sunday workshops. We just conducted majorly to provide that little exposure to the educators out there who might not get sufficient time to go through the latest circulars or these informations. And no less than a counselor, no less than a teacher is actually a counselor, because now is the time when the children come and start asking queries to the teachers on what exactly they're supposed to pursue. I'm pretty sure you're all thinking about a child who asked the same question yesterday or day before yesterday. Yeah, let's quickly get into it. Entrance exams and Sathi project, Government of India, Super Sunday workshop series. I would like to welcome everyone to the 95th session. I hope this continues. Yeah, let's go forward. Central Board of Secondary Education, this is a circular. You can see that this was dated on 12th December. Rajnikant's birthday, by the way. Do you know that on that day? Yeah, my friend and Rajnikant. Yeah, anyways. Dear Principal, Sathi, self-assessment, test and help for entrance examination is a project that is led by the Ministry of Education, Government of India, in partnership with IIT Kanpur. Let's open the circular in detail and go through it so that it gets a perspective on what we are going to get into. So this is the circular which can be downloaded from the CBC portal and website. And Sathi project aims to provide completely free resources to students so that they can prepare for engineering, JEE mains, medical, NEET, exams and other competitive exams such as SSC, ICAR, CLAT, IBPS, RRP, and CUET. Common University Entrance Exam. We'll talk about all these things. It has 1,000+ videos in multiple Indian languages and a question bank of several mentorship and guidance is also available from IIT and AIMS students. NCRT exemplar solutions and previous year's question papers are available for classes 11th and 12th as of now. Further updates will happen on that regard as well. For the first time, the children, even from a remote area, probably a tier 2 town where they're not able to find the classes that they desire to get themselves coached for IIT, they can even still pursue this. Only thing is they require the internet. The platform facilitates students by providing opportunity for self-paced interactive learning and assessment to prepare for competitive exams. Sathi integrates advanced features such as mentoring, video lectures, and live sessions by renowned faculty from institutions like IITs and AIIMS, etc. Discussion and problem solving forum led by successful candidates, the people who already passed. Now, this is really important. Why it's important, we'll talk about it. AI based assessment forum. In fact, the AI based assessment forum, when we tried, we found it really fascinating because it was able to tell which exact area is the child supposed to refocus on to improve the scores? That's interesting. E-learning repository, so a lot of books, reference materials, notes by the previous students can be taken from e-learning repositories. Solved question papers of previous years. There is also a proposal of monthly test in CBSE affiliated schools in online and offline mode to prepare students for the board exams and competitive exams. This test will be based on the syllabus covered as per the scheduled time, helping students prepare for exam-like situation. The schools may use these resources free of cost. As required, the schools may depute a nodal officer for the SATHEE project. The detailed information about SATHEE project is available at sathee.iitk.ac.in. I'm going to show that to you in a few minutes. And for any further clarification, the schools may contact Dr. Rohit Tripathi or Ms. Prachi Garg, and the numbers have given. The schools are requested to take a note of the above accordingly, may use the resources as required. Nice, right? What do you think about this move, teachers? Do you really think it's an interesting move? Entrance exams and the scope for the children to learn at any place, importantly without any cost. I find this to be a very welcoming move. Now it is a different story how the teachers or the trainers or the students present on the platform conducting the classes. Yeah, that's a different story altogether. We'll talk about that later. But anyways, the children did get a very good scope to understand various entrance exams that are present in India. Today I'm pretty sure with the exposure that we're going to get in the next 40-45 minutes, there are a lot of exams that we were never aware about. Maybe you were aware, and during the research I came to know about it. Could be the case, but let's get to it and understand each of them in detail. But actually, before getting into this portal called as Sathi.prutor, Prutor. Basically, Prutor.ai is basically an IIT Kanpur website which has got all the details. So I'm going to talk about this a little later. But before getting on into the platform, let's understand the entrance exams. Now, correct. So the moment we talk about entrance exams in India, they are majorly categorized into two parts. One, it's entrance exams for the higher education. Another, entrance exam to meet an employment opportunity. So these both are treated different. And though the testing agency, the organization conducting this examination might be the same, but the approach to the questions are very different. In fact, when CUET came into picture, we'll talk about CUET a little later, uh, came into picture, they understood that the examination pattern of 10th and 12th board exam, which is for common for most of the boards, like even if it's a state board, still you have got a certain type of questions which will never be asked in an entrance exam. Similarly, in CBSE and ICC, it followed the same thing. There used to be a culture in India where the students used to prioritize one of the exams. If you have the target of getting into a certain category of education in future, where the universities actually look into only your 10th and 12th standard board exams, that the way the students study is completely different from the way the children study for entrance exam to get into IITs and NITs. This is a very common scenario and a common statement by most teachers during the classroom sessions. If you have to prepare for your entrance exam, competitive exam, your approach should be very different. You should get into the shortcuts. You should understand how easily you can remember, come up with mnemonics, come up with acronyms. So many tips are given. In fact, there are multiple YouTube channels for that. However, in Sathi project, right in the beginning, they very clearly mentioned that entrance exams need not be just a mode for clearing the exams in a shortcut manner. No, only when you understand the depth of the content, then you'll understand the purpose of shortcut and how did it actually get evolved. And that's what entrance exams would like to test you on. So the point over here that we're trying to understand is, it is not about the different ways of studies. It cannot be. Why do we have to have a 10th board exam in a completely different pattern and then an entrance exam? Why can't it be the same? That's the question when it was pondered upon, and a lot of reformation started happening. In fact, 10th standard, 70% of the question paper, board exam question paper, is ideally supposed to be on competency based education or multiple choice questions, in which I think 50% is competency based education questions. You know that, right? Similar is the case even for 12th standard students. So this competency based examination pattern, which is highly recommended for any competitive exam or entrance exams to be bracketed for today, is going to be very similar even in case of board exams. So let's understand what's all this about with respect to entrance exam and why did it even come into picture. Let me share my screen. I hope you're not able to see the screen, right? you will be able to eventually. Great. So the first list of exams that I would like to show you is for higher studies. Engineering and technology, you can see JEE main. There's something called a joint entrance examination. People call it as JEE, which could be written for various colleges. Very well-renowned colleges like NIT, National Institute of Technology, or major like many other private colleges that accept this particular exam. But however, if you have to get into IITs, you need to write the next exam called as JEE Advanced, generally written as IIT JEE, Joint Entrance Examination Advanced. Then you have BITSAT, which is for Birla Institute of Technology and Science Admission Test. There are multiple other colleges. I've listed only two of them, VIT and SRM, which actually talks about uh, the respective college entrance exams. So you've got many other colleges and they also have their own examinations. For medical and life sciences, you have got National Eligibility Come Entrance Test, NAT. Neat. It created a lot of news, I think, in the last 6 months by news like question paper got leaked and other priorities were given to respective region. It was both for UG NEET exam and even for PG NEET exam. The children suffered a lot, and there are ambitions and goals of children, dependent on this kind of an exam. And I think National Testing Agency was slammed like anything for this particular mishap, I would say, or disaster. For such a big country where the students have the only scope to get into higher education where the mistakes happen. So we'll talk about that little later, probably not in this session. Then you have got All India Institute of Medical Sciences MBBS entrance exams. Then JIPMER, Jawaharlal Institute of Post Graduation Medical Entrance Education and Research. So these are some of the exams that's for medical. And then management, you've got CAT exam, which is common admission tests. People again aspire to be the toppers of CAT. One of the greatest, I think, continuously 3 years, if I'm not wrong. Byju's Ravindranath was able to crack this exam, and that's what led to a great organization called as Byju's. So the point is, CAT exam is again considered to be an aspirational one and very difficult to crack. When we talk about difficulty, we'll talk about that as well in the form of success ratio eventually right after the session. I mean, at last. Then we have got Xavier aptitude test for XLRI, Jamshedpur, management aptitude test, MAT exams, common management admission test, NMIMS, management aptitude. So every college has got their own examinations after that. Then law, you've got common law admission test, all India law entrance test, LSATs. LSATs is there not only in India, it's also there in various other countries. Law school admission test India. Then civil services and government jobs. Now, this is with respect to job market scenario. We have a separate slide only on that. UPSC, Union Public Service Commission, Civil Services Examination. There are movies based upon UPSC exams. It's one of the most aspired form of examination in India. I'm pretty sure in this particular session, the people who are watching, or at least some people who would have actually had an aspiration to write an UPSC exam, are watching this session becoming a teacher. Could be. Then SSC, Staff Selection Commission, Combined Graduate Level Examination. This is again another examination which has got maximum takers, approximately 30 to 35 lakhs. Maximum takers. 30, it's huge. 35 lakh people applying for this. Like we'll talk about that again in detail a little later. Then you have got Institute of Banking Personal Selection, IBPS exams, very renowned. Then Railway Recruitment Board is there. These are some of the entrance exams for government jobs. Then you've got Study Abroad, GRE, GMAT, TOEFL, IELTS. These are some common exams. People generally prefer to have, taken the students to for an IGCSE, IB curriculum. If they do that, they directly get into SAT examination. I missed writing the SAT examination, especially in US and European nation. Again, you've got, I think, UK has got an amazing exam, A level exam or something like that, which basically takes the students in 11th and 12th standard. Yeah, something like that. So this is study abroad. Then you have got some other exams like National Institute of Fashion Technology entrance exam, National Institute of Design and Design Aptitude Test, Common University Entrance Test. This Common University Entrance Test actually happened very recently in 2022, into like hardly what 2 years back, and they are planning to include a lot of other common entrance exams including JEE and NEET, which is for IIT and medical exam, to be part of CUET. There's no official confirmation as such on that, and people are not really happy with this particular move. How can all the universities have one common entrance exam? It's kind of difficult, because if you're talking about IIT, which is more into engineering, the students would be tested more on that particular knowledge, skills, and attitude rather than the requirement for an arts subject, right? So all the central universities that we're talking about comes under the category of CUET. Then you have got Indian Council of Agricultural Research, All India Entrance Examination for Admission, ICAR, Agri-Tech, and everything related to agriculture. ICAR is a renowned examination. So these are some of the entrance exams that the teachers, sorry, that the children will be getting into the details on, and they'll have a good perspectives down the line. So most of the counseling sessions, or I would say career counseling sessions down in the school, I'm very hopeful, and I'm pretty sure that most of the counselors will talk about these entrance exams depending on the topic specificity, right? Now let's get to understand what are these entrance exams. Okay, we'll talk about this a little later. History of entrance exam, this is very important for us to understand. I would like to, so the first entrance exam actually in India, which became quite prevalent, there were small universities having their own entrance exam, including Nalanda University, but not from the perspective of only to filter out candidates who are really eligible to come into. But in 1857, British government came up with an entrance exam especially for Indian civil administration. So right in 1857 when it came into picture, actually 1855 itself it came into picture, and this was conducted only in London. So no Indians actually were able to participate. But the first Indian who actually went to London and cleared this exam, I think in 1863, was Satyendranath Tagore. He's none other than Rabindranath Tagore's brother. So he was able to clear that particular exam in London. And I think it took a really very long time for that exam to start happening in India. Let me share my screen. Yeah, ICS, you're right, Sublakshmi ma'am. So Indian Civil Services. So you can see this. The entrance exam culture in India began in 1857 with the University of Calcutta, introducing standardized tests to assess eligibility for higher education. It was modeled after the British education system. However, the Indian Civil Services exam 1855 was another early example, initially held in London and later conducted in India from 1922. Just imagine. Huge, 70 years approximately, right? Was not conducted in India. Post independence, the need for skilled professionals led to entrance exams for premier institutions. Like right after independence, it was like 1951, IIT JEE came into picture for IIT, starting with IIT Kharagpur was the first one. Then 1956, AIMS. Then 1961, entrance exam for NITs. AIEEE came into picture, if you remember. Yeah. The 1970s and 80s, national level exams like AIPMT, now NEET, CAT management, and CLAT, which is for law. All these came into picture in 80s. And then after 1990s, multiple reformations happened in these exam bodies, and the bodies kept on changing. CBSE was part of AIEEE, by the way, to conduct these exams. Let's go forward. These exams grew with India's educational demand, particularly after economic liberalization in the 90s, creating a robust merit-based system for professional courses. Now, these exams were majorly conducted for one major purpose, at least from academic point of view, from major purpose that school education is not sufficient for the children to really understand the depth of the areas that they might be interested in. So for them to get into the depth in college education, they need to have certain skill sets, not only skill set, knowledge and attitude as well. So the question paper definition of that question paper was very important. So how or which are those areas or learning outcomes or objectives that you're expecting from the child so that this child is ready for so and so education. So the gap between the school education and college education was actually bridged by these entrance exams. More than these exams, it was the preparation towards those entrance exams. While it was really amazing that these schemes came into picture and this did really a good job in bridging, but there were a lot of problems as well. The students were actually not getting equal opportunity to prepare for the same. Let's understand this with some pointers related to purpose and perspectives of entrance exam. Please watch this, teachers. You'll get a very good understanding. First of all, entrance exams came into picture because during the college admissions, people, especially from college, they were not able to give admission based on different kinds of mark sheets. Some students come from a certain board of education, maybe the state board, and some come from CBSE, some come from matriculation or any other syllabus into picture. Now, they would have actually scored 95 or 97 or 100 out of 100, but the question papers were actually different. So when the question papers are actually different, how can you judge a state board student scoring 100 is better than a student scoring 90 in CBSE? It's very difficult to comprehend because it was not the same. So they wanted to bring an equal opportunity and they came up with this a standardized test. Now this standardized test, irrespective of whatever you are doing in your life, whatever board you're getting into, you need to prepare for this. So that's why I provided a common platform to assess students across different boards and regions. Well, the problem started once this became more of a business, and students who were having an access to prepare better through tuitions and coaching centers were more privileged than students who were little backwards from the socio-economic background. And that rose with another major controversy in India, talking about the reservations, and that still continues, in fact. Good or bad, this is not the platform to speculate about, but that's the scenario. Let's understand the next one. Merit based admission ensured fair selection based on merit, reducing favoritism and socioeconomic bias. This was the intention, but that didn't really happen, I guess. But, anyways, to a large extent, this got avoided. Just imagine, just imagine, if you have different schools. Let's have 10 private schools, okay, and 10 private schools have got their own method of assessment and their own school teachers assessing the children. Every management would want their school to be the top, right? So obviously the management would have the favoritism to their own children, and they would give more marks. That is one reason that in 10th standard board exam you don't write the names of the students. In fact, some other school teacher come and judge the question paper. It's quite a common scenario, but this actually began way long in 1960s and 70s itself. That's merit based admission. Second is coping with demand. I would very strongly, based on whatever research we have done for this particular session, we came to know that this was the major reason for entrance exam. That means there was massive increase right after 1947, when the students were actually given the exposure of higher studies or encouraged to get into higher studies. Not many seats were available in the colleges, or the colleges were not even there at that time. Hence, they wanted to filter out the candidates, the most eligible candidate, coming under the category of survival of the fittest. And that's how coping with demand address capacity constraints in prestigious institutions by filtering candidates. Then field specific assessment. This is quite a sense. You cannot have board exam which is very common and diverse at the same time, but not really specific to what the student is aspiring to become. So here in this case, assess the aptitude and skills aligned with particular fields like engineering or medicine. That is why we used to have PCM, physics, chemistry, maths, and PCB, physics, chemistry, biology. But now I think there are a lot of other reformations. You can give biology and maths, but still get into engineering or medicine. Yeah, need to we'll get into the details of national curriculum framework in some other session, but that's what it mentions about. National integration. This fostered competition across regions, enabling equal opportunities for students nationwide. Well, the facility and the luxury was not taken into consideration. The luxury of students present in cosmopolitan and metropolitan cities having an edge of exposure to materials than the students from the tier 2 or 3 towns. Eliminating subjectivity, relied on objective scores, minimizing bias in selection process, talent for nation building, identified skilled individuals to support economic and technological growth post independence. So basically all these are related to the core specificity of whatever they are aspiring to learn. Global influence is again another interesting area. Once the children got exposed to entrance exams in India, they got an exposure towards what's happening in like various other countries, and that's how SAT became quite an inspirational model for the country to have competitive exams. And A levels, yeah, UK, for scientific selection, addressing challenges over time. Despite commercialization and stress, the core goal remains fair and efficient allocation of educational opportunities. This is what is the purpose and perspectives of entrance exams in India. And now I would like to post a question on the chat. I would like to request everyone to please answer. What, according to you, for higher education, if I have to ask, for higher education, do we really require entrance exams in India? Say yes or no. If yes or no, if you can put the reason, it'll be great. Do you think for higher education in India, entrance exams are required or not? You can put on the chat. Some people can say yes, some people can say no. It's absolutely your perspective. Yes for objectivity, yes for accessing the depth. Okay. Okay. Yes to filter out students. Some people say not required. Okay, if I have to reframe the question, if I have to reframe the questions, forget about entrance exam from the perspective of commonality, like all the students. Suppose if I say that there should be one common entrance exam for all the CBSE students, one common entrance exam for all the ICSE students. So is there anyone out there who thinks that there should be one common exam for all the CBC students and ICC students separately? Is there anyone out there talking about that aspects? No, not required. No, yes, no. Okay, minimum concern knowledge should. Okay, yes, to gain the knowledge. The board syllabus should be altered in that case. Oh, that's fantastic. Yes, but without quota. That's fantastic. Yes, they are required. No, they're not required because this is only to reduce the strength. Exactly. Yeah, that's right. Yes, it's required, but it should be based on a specific subject area where. Okay, that's great. So if you talk about the subject area, we are indirectly communicating that the entrance exams have to be knowledge specific. What about the skills? Not needed at all. Okay, for basically the CBC ICSE categorization. Now let us understand like why this question has come into picture. You'll get a very clear picture. So basically, India as a country is moving towards one common test. And this common test they are mainly making because the students need not write multiple exams. But somewhere I very strongly believe, like you all, that it's not about writing multiple exams that the children are worried about. Students are not really worried about writing multiple exams. They are more worried about the preparation towards all those exams. If the preparation is common towards all those exams, then writing hundreds of exams of similar pattern is not a problem. I hope you're getting the point. So there is not, there's going to be very little extra change required for a child to prepare for a CAT and a SAT exam. They both are very similar to each other. In fact, students say that if I prepare I'm sorry. If I'm preparing for CAT exam, then I can clear my mat as well. It's quite easy for me to do that. So it's not just about the number of exams which the country is focusing on more on so that the assessment is reduced and the students are filtered out better with one common exam. But the reality is that the students are more worried about the preparation. Well, with respect to this particular exam, the preparation that we're talking about, this time, disrupting all the barriers, the socioeconomic background or the children not having sufficient funds to join an entrance exam, there is altogether a different level of revolution. I would say people revolting in Tamil Nadu for banning NEET exam, and there are suicides that are happening for one common major point stating that we don't have equal opportunities for preparation. It's not the exam, but it's the preparation. For that particular aspect, Sathi came into picture. Let me show you this particular platform, and now this will give you a very good understanding. So Sathi is that particular platform. You can see that sathi.pruter.ai is this particular platform. Let me see if it's already open. I think I was working on it. Great. So great. Here it is. Have I logged in? No, in this I've not logged in. Just a minute. I'll show you the complete process of joining in. Okay. So the moment you come to Sathi portal, let's go to the account. Here it is. So once you get into the portal, this is how it look like: self-assessment, test and help for entrance exams. I would like to reiterate. I really like the names that Government of India comes up with. Sathi and self-assessment, test and help for entrance exams. That's nice. Right? So this particular portal can avoid the problems of children not being able to join the session. So for example, let me join. You can have your own email ID, and you can have the login created. I hope I'm able to log in. Due to the traffic, sometimes logging in. That's great. So you've got Sathi over here. You've got Sathi JEE. Save the password. Sathi NEET, Sathi SSE, Sathi Banking, Sathi ICAR, and then CUET. All these are there. You can actually click on each of them and you get the complete list of courses. So if I click on, say, Sathi SSE, the moment I click on it, it's more from the job perspectives. So it'll prepare us with all the video lectures required, study materials required. You come down, you've got the daily quiz required. The calendar talks about the live sessions that's going to regularly happen. So you can see, in fact, I think I would like to show that to you. They even gave the countdown of the entrance exams. I think it's there in the home page. I'll talk about it. So say, for example, Sathi SSC CGL. Let's click on this. And the moment I click on start learning, I'll get the instructional learning model for me to get into each subject. So this is how it comes like. So I've got this. So I've got the recorded course, General Awareness, Introduction to History and its Division. Click on that, you'll get the audio video lectures. And these are all present in a systematic manner over here, which is present on YouTube as well. So in this way, a child can get an access to all the topics along with the portion. So I think you should be able to hear this.
किया अगर आप कभी जब आगे मेरे साथ
So there
आधुनिक
is an
भारत
actual
पढ़ेंगे तो वहां
lecturer
पे आप लोग समझेंगे, वहां पे
talking
जानेंगे
about the particular
कि
topic.
अंग्रेजों ने कैसे हमें वाइड वर्ल्ड थ्योरी
Well, this is in all the
लोगों की एक
languages,
प्रजाति
teachers.
होती
This is
है
going to be in Hindi. This is going to be in English. I saw Telugu and Marathi as well. But as per the document, apart from these four languages, I have not seen the other languages. I need to find an option from where I can get that. But English is there. See, I told you, right? See, I was thrown out of this again. So I need to log in again. As many people are logging in, maybe it's not able to handle the traffic. And let me click on login again. Okay. Okay. I will try again. So due to traffic, I think many of you have just clicked on Sathi and you're exploring it right now, and I'm not able to log in. Anyways, so the point is, again, here also, I'll try again once more. Okay, come on. Yeah. So I was able to understand that I'm not able to log in when multiple people try. Maybe the traffic is huge. So at a time, sometimes the websites do not really handle that. However, this particular platform, Pruta AI, is the platform that basically they created, IIT Kanpur, and Pruta will have all the audio video content that's present on the portal. The portal of Sathi will be able to track and monitor your progress of whatever you're learning. So that's one interesting part of the portal. However, if you really do not want to get into too much monitoring mechanism for your learning process, you can go through the content from the YouTube channel also. So 45 days crash course for NEET 2025. Biology for NEET 2025. You've got the different languages. You can see this is bilingual. There are some courses on Bengali as well. I've seen that. Tamil and Telugu also were there, and you can see these are upcoming as well. You can click on it and you can see that this is live in 11 days, 23rd January, 5:20. This is happening, and these are mostly 1.5 hours to 2 hour session, depending on the type of topic. So if there are children out there in the session watching this, I would request you to please come on to Pruter.ai or Pruter AI platform, subscribe to it and click on notifications. It's you'll get to know the sessions. And oh, I really like this. So I think most of you know HC Verma. Preparation for an entrance exam without the books of HC Verma is very rare.
और हमारी इस जेईई
And this is how sir looks like. So he's H.C. Verma, and he actually talks about physics, and you can directly learn from the person who created the book itself, right? So I think this there is no age limit. So this particular future feature of students getting an access to learn for an entrance exam, I think this is what everybody was waiting for. So you can go to the
एडवांस
portal
के
and learn all the
प्रश्न
aspects.
हल करने की श्रृंखला
Like, let me stop this.
तीसरा जो है सी प्राइम
So you'll have the same lecture in English, Hindi as well. I would request you to go through whenever you get time and share it with your children. Today itself, you should do that, especially in it's highly useful for board exam as well. When you go to the platform, let me try logging in again. I will try logging in again if I get to log in. Let's see, I'll show you. So you can see that exams, engineering, medical, SSC, banking, the list is getting increased. So JEE Ka Tod webinar is basically about the people who have already completed the entrance exam, they cracked it and they're working over there or they're studying over there. So that's why JEE Ka Tod. JEE Solve with me are the students who are present in IITs who actually teach the students on solving questions. Similarly, NEET Ka Tod and NEET Solve with Me test platforms are there where you can give mock exams for all the exams right now. And that's it. This is pretty much about the complete SATHEE engineering, banking, CUET. Let's click on engineering. The same thing. It'll ask you to log in basically. See, again, it was thrown out. No, I think I'm already there inside. So start your journey with SATHEE courses. You've got class 11th ke liye preparation for physics, chemistry, mathematics by IIT professors and subject experts. Preparation for class 12th. So all these free sessions through the SATHEE portal can be one of the most beneficial aspect for any child aspiring to get into one of the entrance exam. You can see So crash course in English, you can see this. Crash course Hindi में आप ये भी देख सकते हैं. But this is interesting. Crash course, it's written in Tamil actually over here, but it's actually Telugu lecture. I know it's end of the day CBSE and I mean government project, right? Some mistakes can happen. That might be your no. They've done an amazing job. You can click on live doubt sessions. It'll even open the Zoom platform if it's happening right now. So these are some of the webinars. That's it. This is pretty much about SATHEE portal. I would request you to please go through teachers. This has got the board exam preparation as well. I would request you to click on live session, and I was able to find some of the board. Great. So you can see this live crash course 2024 complete preparation with expert for this is for JEE main, and you can join the WhatsApp group as well by clicking on this. You have got NCRT tutorial. I'm finding the board option, which I saw in the morning, but I'm not able to find it right now. But yeah, we have it. Don't worry, it's definitely there. You just need to figure it out. Yeah, I didn't get much hands-on with respect to this. Hardly 3 to 4 hours maximum. That's it. Let's come back to the presentation, teachers. So this SATHEE portal, I would request you to please. Yeah, you have it for UPSC as well, ma'am. Exactly. Yeah, you crash course for B.Ed is not there. No, B.Ed is not an entrance exam, right? For B.Ed, if there is probably if you get into CUET for getting into some government universities, then probably you have the tutorials for CUET. This is not crash course on undergrad or post graduation course. No, not that, not that. This is entrance exam. Let me share my screen, continue on the presentation and close on it, because what's going to come next is even more interesting from the entrance exam perspectives in India. So I hope you're able to see the screen. Great. So now whatever you're looking at is basically the success ratio of entrance exams. You can see that the National Defense Academy, NDA, 0.07% is the success ratio. You can see that 6 to 7 lakh students, the least success ratio in India. We're talking about in India. There are some Chinese and Japanese exams which are even more difficult, but like right now we're talking about India. NDA's exam, 6 to 7 lakh students participate and only 0.07% actually cleared, which is hardly 420 students. Am I right with the calculation, or is it 4,200? No, it's 420 students, 0.07%. Where is 7 lakh and where is 400? Just imagine. SSC CGL, basically 30 to 35 lakhs, and you can see 0.7% clearing it. Now, we are not talking about the difficulty level of an exam. Of course, this gives some information about difficulty level as well, but it also, the ratio depends on the number of students participating and the conversion, right? So SSC is topping over there maybe because 30 to 35 lakh people actually write the exam every year. AIMS MBBS 0.3%, GATE 2.5%, that's a big number. UPSC 0.1%. Yeah, you know that, right? Hardly 100, I think 1,000 candidates with respect to 10 lakh people, right? Okay, Aisha ma'am, have you given your phone to your son? Okay. Then you have got the law exam, 70K. It's not even 1 lakh people. So 4% is the success ratio. CAT is around 2.5 to 3 lakh students. I know it's 2%. The NEET exam, 18 to 20 lakh students. When we talk about NEET, this includes both UG and PG put together, 5.5%. And here in this case, we'll clear all the rings. And great. Next, you have got JEE mains and advanced. Total put together around 13 to 14 lakh students. Total accounting to approximately 5 to 6% of conversion rate. So here I mainly put this to tell you that success ratio of the JEE advanced exam is the maximum, but it's still not even 10%. So not even 10%, and we are talking about the job market, development of the nation, this and that. I very strongly believe it's not about the 10% student clearing these entrance exams and being, at a certain institute. It's about the people who couldn't clear. What are they doing? Where are they going? And what kind of work they're doing. Maybe one of them who could not clear these exams did not get to participate in any of the, esteemed institution. started a company called a super teacher. Could be that as well. So people get into entrepreneurship, people get into the arts with a college and still be successful in life. So these competitive numbers does not signify any stress levels. They are just there. And if elite people get into that, that's congratulations to that. But if people could not get into that, still good, you've got better options or open ground to work on whatever you want. Yeah, some are forced to. Portions are 6 to 10 standard. You're right, you're right, you're right, you're right. You cannot do away with these exams. These play an important role, at least for the people who really want to show that I am capable of doing things. Let them continue. Yeah, yeah. So this particular point of mentioning that this particular side is definitely to tell you that majority out there did not clear, and majority out there are the people who are running this country in one way or the other. So that's okay if you're not part of 10%. It's still a good thing that you exist and you can contribute to the society. This is mainly to tell that the students, if you're watching this right now, it's okay. Do not take stress. If you can clear, give 100%. You have cleared. If not, then it's completely fine. Let's go forward, teachers. Now, entrance exams for teachers in India, both for studies as well as Central Teacher Eligibility Test, is basically CTET, conducted by CBSE. Purpose is for certification for teaching positions in central government schools like Atomic Energy Central Schools, Kendriya Vidyalayas, Navodaya Vidyalayas, and other schools that accept CTET scores. I think most of you would have written this. Yeah? No? Exactly. Education in quota also reserved for very few. Okay. Yeah. CTT you have written. That's great. State TETs are there, right? Conducted by state governments. Again, certification for teaching positions in state government schools and private schools within the respective states. Example, UP TET, Haryana Teacher Eligibility Test, Maharashtra TET, every state, in fact. So let me come down. UGC NET, University Grants Commission National Eligibility Test. So this is conducted by NTA. Yeah, a very dangerous organization according to me. Certification for assistant professorship or Junior Research Fellowship (JRF) in Indian universities and colleges. That's UGC. SAT is state eligible test conducted by respective state governments or universities. Eligibility for assistant professorship within the state. Example, MHSCT, West Bengal SCT, etc., etc. This is could be SCT. Then you have got Delhi Subordinate Services Selection Board teacher exams. Recruitment of teachers in Delhi government schools. It's very similar to NET, SET, and yeah, both of them. You have got KVS and NVS recruitment exams also. Kendriya Vidyalaya Sangathan, KVS, and Navodaya Vidya. This is Samiti. Basically, another method if you've not done your state TETs, this is another channel through which it could be done. Then special teacher eligibility test, basically for special education teachers. Then you have got TGT, PGT, and PRT exams. This is again conducted by various state or central boards, KVS, NVS, and then Delhi, talking about trained graduate teacher for teaching classes 6 to 10, postgraduate teachers for teaching classes 11 to 12, PRT primary teacher for teaching classes 1 to 5. So this is with respect to the grades. Then Super TET is something that I did not know, frankly speaking. It's conducted by Uttar Pradesh Basic Education Board. Recruitment of teachers in government aided schools in Uttar Pradesh. Super TET. Did you know that? Especially teachers from that area. Great. So actually, that brings us to the end of the session on entrance exam teachers. And the main purpose of Government of India launching SATHEE at this particular stage, considering the time of board exams and the students opting for prioritizing entrance exams over board exams, this time I think it's the most appropriate and the students can get into it. I would request all the teachers out there to please explore the options further, get into the details of entrance exams and their purpose. There are a lot of pointers that we did not discuss, considering this to be the format the way it is. One of the pointers was with respect to can a CBSE student or an ICSE student who is better eligible for clearing JE exams? I would like to very strongly tell all the people out there, the statistics, the old statistics that we have will clearly indicate that CBSE portion is more relevant to JE exams. And if a student is from ICSE, they might have to purchase or get into a little more research on more additional resources to clear the entrance exams. However, that particular scenario has not really, I would say right now it's not really so much applicable because ICSE has also got the skill subjects into picture. The depth of content is still higher. So just because a student is from ICSE, just because the student has to clear the board exams and the entrance exams, do not change the students from ICSE to CBSE or vice versa. Just because you think that ICSE students have got better scope of clearing entrance exams, do not change the child from CBSE to ICSE. Entrance exams cannot be the criteria to check on the board. Both have very similar portions. If at all there is a mismatch on the content from knowledge perspectives, look into the subject knowledge required for each of the exam, and based on that, let's have the study material. Board doesn't define that. Exactly. National Talent Search examination is not happening because not only NTSC, ma'am, even AIEEE, multiple exams have been kind of moved away because everybody's moving towards the common entrance test, CUETs, and joint entrance exams. This could be one particular exam with which everything will be judged. Yeah. So yeah, there are multiple meaning to it, but let's not get into that right now. So this was the major aspect of boards. So I didn't really discuss on that. I would request you to please research a little more on the relevance and the reference of the boards, CBSE or ICSE or IGCSE, with the entrance exams. The preparation methodology eventually, at least in the next 2 academic years, will be kind of nearly the same for both board exam and entrance exam, considering there is a massive change in the question paper pattern of the board exams as well. Uh, Everything boils down to one simple aspect of thinking skills. Entrance exams are majorly, in both the cases, school to college, there is an entrance, college to industrial requirements, there is an entrance. Entrance is like those gatekeepers who check the validity if that particular person is eligible to face the college education, to face the industrial requirements. It's just for that. So if you're able to satisfy that under knowledge, skills, and attitude column, KSA, and that's how competency is defined, the students will be able to get into that kind of an education. Yeah. So thank you so much, teachers. It was great interacting with one and all. I hope you got some amount of information with respect to entrance exams in India. Considering this format to be an hours, just 1 hour, I think 40-45 minutes, I would request you to please explore and delve into this a little more. Considering all of us to be educators and teachers in India, it is mandatory for us to have good level of exposure on all these entrance exams. Today's reflection form is also going to be testing us on these exams. So it's going to be very simple, but be careful in answering them. Yeah, a wrong answer might get you embarrassed, not for us, but for yourself. So get an exposure on all these exams, guide the students in the right manner, irrespective of if you're a teacher for grade 1 and 2 or 3 and 4. I would also, very strongly tell you that you require, because the neighbors think you are a teacher. They don't know if you're teaching grade 1 or 2. They'll come and ask you, ma'am, can I write just JE mains and avoid JE advanced? Now, in that particular case, it's a very difficult question for a teacher who does not know that IIT has got 2 exams, right? So these exposures are really important. Super Sunday workshops are just the gateway towards an important topic. And probably that particular week you can research more about it. Just imagine 95 sessions we have completed, even if you have taken, say, unique 70 topics, 70 areas of education has been touched so far. If you're able to explore on all these things, the level of confidence that you will have while talking to the principals, coordinators, your fellow colleagues, more importantly, the parents, nobody can beat you in that. Yeah, there's going to be a sense of arrogance, a sweet arrogance that you'll have. You might convey the message in the most polite manner to the parent, but when you come back, see, I answered your question like a swag. That's going to be your attitude. Anyways, thank you so much, teachers. Let me stop the session for today. I'll meet you again with the next Super Sunday workshop. The next Super Sunday workshop is very interesting, teachers. I would request everybody to participate. That's going to be on languages. So specifically languages. The languages are dying. The topic is still not decided from the naming perspective, but it's going to be on majorly the influence of language in culture, in emotions, and more importantly, the way of our thought process right now, the mindset, basically. So we're going to talk about influence of language in the mindset, and that's going to be an interesting topic for all the subject teachers. Let's understand that. And there are multiple TED Talks talking about languages are dying. If time permits, go through these videos if possible. Otherwise, focus on entrance exam right now. Thank you so much, teachers. Please fill up the reflection form before 12 in the night today so that you get the certificate by this week. You will get it on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday till Friday. It'll keep coming to batch by batch. Right? Chalo, I'll close the session for today, teachers. Happy Sankranti, happy Pongal to everyone. I would like to meet you in the next Super Sunday workshop. Until then, Jai Hind and bye, everyone. If you have any queries, you can put on the chat, teachers. Kavita ma'am, thank you very much. Thank you, Khushot ma'am. Thank you so much. Nisha ma'am, thank you. Great. Neha ma'am, you can see my phone number on the reflection form right on the top in the description area. If you have any queries, you can directly ping me as well. Yeah. Thank you, Tarandeep ma'am. Thank you, Rashni ma'am. If you find the session to be relevant for the children, I would request you to please forward this video to the children as well. Yeah. These sessions are not for views. No, not at all. These sessions are purely for impact. Thank you, Vimi ma'am. Happy Bungal. Thank you, Yasmin ma'am. Thank you, Lopamudra ma'am. Swati ma'am will definitely touch on that particular aspect very soon. The caste system in education is definitely going to be an interesting and an important topic of discussion. Yeah, it's going to eventually be there. Most probably in the month of March and April, we have that topic shortlisted. Certificate you will receive, Sugrief, ma'am or sir, by this weekend, next weekend. Yeah. Thank you, thank you. தரணி எங்கும் கொண்டாடும் தைப்பொங்கல் திருநாளில் உங்களோடு இணைந்து அனைவரும் இன்பத்தில் பொங்க பொங்கல் வாழ்த்துக்கள். தேங்க்யூ தேவமனோகரி மேம், தேங்க்யூ ஸோ மச். உங்களை வச்சு நான் ரெகுலரா தமிழ் படிச்சுக்கிட்டு இருக்கேன். தேங்க்யூ ஜெயஸ்ரீ மேம். தேங்க்யூ மமத் சார். யசோதா மேம், தேங்க்யூ. These webinars are present on YouTube. Yeah, Super Teacher Official is the channel. Happy Lori, exactly. Dheeraj sir, thank you so much. I'm so yeah. Manisha ma'am, if you're not getting the certificate, I would request you to please write an email to swati@superteacher.in. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mitali ma'am. Super Nisha ma'am, that's interesting. Happy Makar Sankranti to everyone. Thank you, thank you. Savitri ma'am, it's both do not exist without each other. AI and data go hand in hand. Thank you, Sita ma'am. Thank you, Deepa ma'am. Thank you, Dheeraj sir. Isha ma'am, thank you. Thank you, Devamanagari ma'am. Thank you, Mohanavali ma'am. Bini ma'am, next session is going to be on languages, irrespective of Hindi, English. Yeah. Thank you everyone. Which question has got two answers, ma'am? You can put it on the chat. I'll try to figure it out. You will get it, Bhavani ma'am. Make sure you get score 7 and above. Only then the certificates are delivered. If the score is less than 7, I am not eligible to give the certificate. Yes, Vaibhav sir. Thank you. Correct. Romna ma'am, which of the following is not an entrance exam for higher education in India? Think about it. UPSC is for higher education or... Okay, done. Thank you so much, teachers. Great interacting with one and all. I would like to meet you in the next Super Sunday workshop. Until then, bye everyone. Spend time with your family, teachers. Have a Super Sunday. I'll see you in the next.